RPG community, hello, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about the Faun, a homebrew race that you can introduce into your world. A, well, maybe you're looking in your game for some sort of emissary of the forest, some sort of herald of nature, perhaps. Usually I see that people try to bring in Fey characters, and there's just a wealth of different types, different characteristics, different looks, different distinct racial traits, being their size, uh, their spellcasting ability, their innate magical power, uh, their personalities. And speaking on that, it seems that a lot of that could clash with a group. So, trying to find something of a Fey based. Um, Looking for more of how you would find a half human, half uh, demon or devil type, such as the Tieflin. Thinking more along like half human, half angelic or celestial with a Azamar. So how about a half human, half Fey? The Faun is a perfect type. Fauns are a result of a pairing between satyrs and goodly fae or some sort of kind-hearted humanoid such as humans or elves. So let's take that into consideration here. Part human, part satyr. A lot of the same kind of characteristics that you would see with many different types of very common half-breeds, but now you can introduce a fae type. So I have made a player race, total 9 racial points, something that you can bring into your game um, to show both the qualities of the human side and a fae side. If you're having trouble trying to pick a particular type of fae, I think this one stands out quite well. I believe this was showcased in Bestiary 3. So the Faun, type, fae, so they get a +2 for their racial type. Size, medium. Base speed, normal speed, 30 feet. Ability score modifiers, +2 to Dex, a -2 to Wisdom, and a +2 to Charisma. So there's no racial point cost there. Language is standard. On the defense racial traits, Fey damage resistance, lesser. This is a homebrew that I added in there. It's a weighted cost of 2. And what it is, Fauns gain DR2 / cold iron. So it's not very powerful. It's not quite as much of an eyesore as you would uh, think. When you're considering giving first level characters damage reduction, especially when it comes to like 5 versus some sort of type. So I think the 2 is pretty good. So I made a nice homebrew mod for that. Feed and skill racial traits, skill bonus. I went with that there muses, that Fauns receive a +2 racial bonus on all performance skills, particular one that they choose upon character creation. So particular instrument, they would get a +2 racial bonus on that, being that they derive from satyrs with, maybe they are skilled with some sort of oratory performance or wind performance. Let's see here. Next one. One with magical racial traits. I went with Faun Magic because Fauns do employ innate magic ability. So Fauns gain a +1 bonus to the DC of any saving throws against enchantment spells that they cast. Fauns with a charisma score of 11 or higher also gain the following spell-like abilities once per day: Ghost Sound, Hideous Laughter, and Sleep. The caster level of these effects is equal to the Faun's level. The DC for the spell-like abilities is equal to 10 plus the spell's level plus the Faun's charisma modifier. On to Terrain Stride for movement racial traits. Fauns can move through natural difficult terrain at their normal speed while within the forest. Magically altered terrain affects them normally, however. Senses racial traits, being that they're Fey, they do have low light vision with no cost. And that wraps it up. I did make one alternate racial trait. It is called Mountain Goat. Fauns are immune to altitude sickness and do not lose their dexterity bonus to AC when making climb checks or acrobatics checks to cross narrow or slippery surfaces. This racial trait replaces the Forest Strider racial trait. So I thought, maybe you don't have to be particularly from a forest, but maybe more of a Arctic forest, some sort of crags, mountainous region, heavily forested. So I would think that the Mountain Goat variety would be perfect for that. I didn't really think of any other racial traits, really. Other than maybe if you want to replace Faun Magic for Fell Magic. That's one option. But I like this. I like how well it stood out. Especially not being very powerful. Not being in the advanced power level category. So it's just in the standard. So it can go toe-to-toe with humans, Azimars, Tieflings, and such. So dwarves, elves. This way, if you don't feel like you want to play an elf every time, you don't want to be the embodiment of nature, some sort of herald of it, another different option there. I hope you like this. I will put the description of the race, its racial traits and all, below the video here. And I think that's all I got. Any questions, please feel free to let me know. And hope this is a nice addition to your game. See ya.